Good morning everybody and welcome back to Welcome Grove Homestead. Today I'm going to do some projects where we get our pigs, our Idaho pasture pigs, ready for their new quarters, we'll say. But first I'm going to go do a welfare check on our pregnant cow Rapunzel. She's like any day, so that's where I'm headed right now. I'll take you with me, we'll take a look, and then we'll get the tractor out and start moving some pig houses. Hello Miss Rapunzel. You're looking quite well this morning. No babies, okay. This is her little pen in here at night. She pretty willingly comes in here and has this nice warm bedding to lay down in. So I guess it's time to let her out and let her go roam the fields if she wants. I'm gonna go and explore a nice brisk 24-degree Tennessee morning. Off you go. She's like, no. Hey, I'm not twisting your tail. You do what you want to do. All the other cows are like, what? We can go in there now? What? What's this? Oh. Hello, Claire. Good morning. You're pregnant. You can pretty much do anything you want. So a hay spear, one of these things, picks up great big bales of hay, but is also going to be super useful for carrying fencing. Kind of when you're on the farm, you use what you can, right? And a lot of you homesteaders or people who are learning to be homesteaders, that's one of the most important things you could possibly learn. There's a lot of tools that can be used a whole bunch of different ways. So we're just going to throw some fencing right on these spikes and carry it all the way across the farm to the next project. But quick, a word from our sponsors. Good morning, goats and dog. Hi, Pop. Miss Bindi. Bindi and the girls. How you doing this morning? Oh, baby. Oh, baby girl. Thank you for taking such good care of the girls. They look awful content over here. Just chilling and eating. All good things, all good things. Now, some of you may recall that day that we put this pig pen together. It was just a single wire pig pen that we stretched all the way down into the woods, all the way back around, put this brand new pig shelter in, and finished it off right here. This pig pen was then used for all of our grow out pigs for like the last month and a half of their life before they were processed and put in the freezer. Today we are going to reuse the pig pen, the actual hutch that we built, and I believe we can put a link in how we built that up in the corner if you're interested. It worked great. We had 3 Berkshire Yorkshire crosses grown out in there. It's absolutely perfect for it. Now we have 5 Idaho pasture piglets sitting in another one, but we're gonna split out the boy and the girl today. So we're gonna need 2 of these to be used to give the boys some shelter while the girls will continue to use the one that they have. We built it with wheels so it can tow behind the tractor, which, guess what? I am pulling it behind the tractor. Also works with an ATV or a large child with big muscles, which is how I got it here in the first place. You can see the low area that the tractor is parked in out here. This is called the green belt. It's our own name for it, but it's the area that stays the most green year round. And traditionally on this farm, it's been the area that has produced the best for gardening. So we're gonna get the pigs in there, have them churn it up a little bit, eat the grass, and this will be one of the homes of our future gardens. Some of the best advice that I got very soon after moving to our farm and starting this life was very simple, and I thought I'd pass it along to you. It was, y'all better get yourself a good chain. Now, I didn't know what that meant, except when I think of chains, I think of, you know, snow tires, I think of, no, we're talking about an actual chain. That's exactly what I use today. This chain right here has been used to tow and do so many things and projects. Pulling logs out of the road, which you probably saw in a previous video, dragging piles of brush, dragging our pig hut from place to place. It has become just an extra part of life that I never, ever, ever would have thought was a thing. Now, I'm just gonna drop my, my PTO down, and I'm gonna show you just exactly what I'm talking about this good chain. This is my good chain. This good chain is probably as old as I am, but on the end it has these hooks, and I don't need to do any kind of special thing at all to make this useful. See right here? Just hooks on like that, hooks around things. For the most part, it doesn't fall apart, and I can throw that right over the thing and tow at the other end. It's fantastic. I wrap it around logs, wrap it around whatever I'm dragging. I can tow it wherever I want. I highly recommend y'all get yourself a good chain. Even if you live in the city, to be able to tell your friends, ha, I got a good chain. That's something to be proud of. I'm gonna put my good chain away so I know where it is next time I need it. I now have like 3 good chains, but this is my favorite because it's always with my tractor and I use it the most. All right, let's go get some fencing put up. Well, I did my part of this project, or at least the beginning of it. Midway, Nathan came and jumped right in. That was awesome to have some extra hands. One of the things with this Premier One fencing, this netting, is there's lots of little squares and spikes on the bottom of all the poles. It's very convenient because it's self-contained. It's all one unit, has its own little solar charger. I do recommend them, but it's kind of a pain to do by yourself, so it helps to have some extra hands with you. So I recommend getting some extra hands. Yeah. Add some limbs to your family tree and all that. However, later on in the day, after it warms up, when it's not 20, I think it's 5 degrees now, when it's a little warmer, Amanda and her dad are gonna come out and they're actually gonna put this in the place that it is supposed to go. My goal this morning was just to make that as easy as possible for them. Once we get this pen kind of put in place and they have identified exactly where they want these to go, we'll start moving the little pigs into these pens, and we're actually gonna move some of the other Premier One fencing adjacent to it. So we'll have girls in one, boys in the other. Why, you might add? Well, because little Clark Kent, the man of squeal, our
breeder pig.
Yeah, our breeder boy. He is starting to try to mount the females. He's still a little small, but we don't want to have an accidental breeding when everyone's too young still. So we're gonna separate him out, and he'll probably house with the feeder pigs. That would be the 2 Idaho pasture pigs we got specifically to grow out for food. And they'll just be a little 3 amigo trio there. So we'll show you those little guys right now, and then in a little bit you'll see the rest of that project going up. Morning, buddy. How are you? Good. All right, Nathan, you tell me what are these pigs' names, and what are they? Tell me about them.
That one is Peter Porker.
That's Peter Porker.
By the water. This one is Kevin Bacon. This one is Rosemary. This one is Sapphire.
Saffron.
Saffron.
There you go.
That one's Peter Porker. No, not
Clark Kent, right?
Clark Kent, yeah. And then that one is Rosemary.
Nice. Look at this little guy. He's just wanting all the cuddles. Nice. We're gonna get y'all a new home today. Woo!
All right, everybody, I am finally out and about now. Our morning has gone a little bit sideways. I was out milking the cow this morning. came in with the milk, and as I'm getting ready to deal with it, Audrey comes running across the yard. She's screaming, she's crying, and it turns out that very suddenly and very unexpectedly, one of our rabbits passed away. Guinevere, one of our first rabbits, was just suddenly gone this morning. So, and I don't mean gone like she disappeared, I just mean she was gone. And so we were dealing with that, calming down Audrey. We did a brief, just very brief necropsy, which, if any of you don't know what a necropsy is, it is an autopsy on an animal. And basically our running theory is that she had some sort of a cardiac event. Her heart looked abnormal, and these things just happen sometimes. So we are upset, we're bummed. She was 2 years old, which is not that old for a rabbit, but I take comfort in that she went quickly. It wasn't like she had some horrible painful illness or we did something wrong. It just happened. So I've been dealing with that. But now we have to focus on other things we have to get done because life on the farm does not stop. And so we are working on moving these pigs today. I'm going to be fiddling with this fence over here, trying to figure out exactly how I want it oriented, because this is actually our garden space for later this year. And the goal isn't necessarily to have the pigs root up the entire thing. I don't think we're going to have time for them to root everything up. What we need, though, is for them to remove some plants that are going to be a problem for us. There's a lot of blackberry brambles in here. There's a lot of problem plants that pigs would love to eat. They'll eradicate them because they will pull them up by the root and eat the root. So that is our goal in moving the pasture pigs over here, to get them to root up that undesirable plant matter that is in our garden. So I'm going to start fiddling with this and we'll see what we end up with.
Found the reason the tree fell.
You think?
It does just be me, but that doesn't look healthy.
So while I and my dad and the kids are working on moving these pigs, David and Josh and Todd are working on the wreckage of the tree, getting it all trimmed up, getting it cleaned up, getting it out of here, or at least redistributed. So they're doing that while we are moving pigs. Pig. Come on, little pig, 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 pig. Here we go. Come on. Come on, little pig pig. Come on. Hey, look, go on. Come on, pig pig pig. Come on, pig pig pig.
There you go.
Now we gotta get the other pig pen set up. So we moved everybody over first. Then we'll set up the second pen and then we'll separate boys and girls. Somehow.
All right, so as you can see above me, behind me, we have a death trap of a tree. Trying not to be a widowmaker today. We also don't want to be a power line taker. This tree is very close to some power lines right behind the camera there. It is right next to a Meadows flowering dogwood tree, and we kind of understand that in the next storm, we're probably gonna lose it. It got a big chunk taken off the top and it's ready to come down. So since we're already gonna have our other cedar taken and milled up, we're gonna take this one as well on our terms. Initially we thought maybe we could push it out towards the field, but if you look up, you can see that's not gonna happen. It is totally curving this way, and so we're gonna own it and we're gonna take it down in that direction. Hopefully not crushing Amanda's flowering dogwood. Fortunately, it's not me that has to do the cutting.
If it dies, you just get to replace it.
Okay, that's fair. And we'll blame Josh, because we're gonna have Josh cut it for us. Josh, come on! Get that steel chainsaw to work. All right, kids, get out of the way. Come on.
Oh man.
Well,
We did it.
we done felled it. Felled it? We fell on it? Yeah, we fell on us? No.
No, we did it.
Everybody's got 10 digits.
Yep. Good.
I got
20.
10 here and 10 down there.
Perfect.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. I gotta admit, I was a little scared. And I don't want to like put words in Josh's mouth, but you looked a little nervous at a couple points. And like we're yelling at you, dude, stop! Stop! You're like, what? It's fine. It's fine. I'm sure nothing, yeah.
Nothing bad can happen.
What's the worst that could happen?
Starting to move.
Yeah, it was pretty trippy seeing just the tilt. And this is the first time I've done like a tree of this size. But lots of almond trees and a few little hardwoods like oaks and that kind of thing. That's one thing.
Every little cut I made and back up and it.
Yeah, oh dude, this was another story. This is something. All this wood is going to be kind of a combination of goat food and firewood. Looking forward to some bonfires. Probably chip some for the garden.
Smells so good.
Dude, right? Smells fantastic. We're over back with Amanda now, and we're gonna find out exactly how she's doing on this project with her dad. It looks like Josh has found a special friend in there. But we're gonna move the girls from the pen that they have made with all the pigs in them, the field fish, the pigs in them. We're gonna move both girls over to the other pen. Josh, are you gonna try your hand at pig wrangling?
Yeah.
You should have seen Amanda get the first one. It was fantastic. She's like, let's see your hand at pig wrangling. Got myself a pig and she's real happy about it. Very quiet little fellas.
Yeah, they're very quiet. Well, it was certainly a little louder than I anticipated because I didn't quite expect to just manhandle them, but kind of figured that was going to be the only way that could really work to get 2 out of 5 pigs moved into a pen. But everybody's all separated now, and I'm hoping that they're gonna thrive and be okay in the cold with their reduced numbers, but they're moved. I'm happy. This was a long day of moving pigs and cutting trees and all the things. It was a lot of stuff. So thank you so much for joining us. As always, this is your country nerd with the goat herd, saying that you can grow where you're planted.